If you're ever out taking photos or making videos and when you get to your location, you don't know what to shoot or you're just not feeling inspired, but you still have to create content for while you're there, I have the absolute best strategy for you. I use this simple 3-shot strategy all the time. And if you look at especially my Instagram work, you'll see this repeating itself over and over again. This works for both photography and videography, but today I'm going to show you what it looks like for when you're shooting video. So this is the idea. You get 3 main shots: a wide establishing shot to help set the scene, a tight shot to progress the story or help convey a higher level of information, and finally a detail intimate shot to really bring the viewer in and engage them in your story or visuals that you're trying to convey. So now you get the general principle of this strategy. Let's head out on a sunrise mission and see how this looks in the field. Here we are on the east coast of Bali, a nice little sunrise spot just on the beach here. It's absolutely stunning, and if you'd like to know the top 36 locations to go shoot in Bali, covered in painstaking detail, go check it out in the link in the description. I've just released something called the Bali book. It's an in-depth photography guide to Bali. It's definitely worth checking out if you're coming. So we're going to be covering 2 spots today to show you that this works anywhere and everywhere. But first up, let's start with the wide shots. Here we're looking for wide shots that include people, key landmarks to set the scene, revealing shots, drone shots, or any other shots that add to setting the scene. Let's set the vibe and let the viewer know where we are. Moving on to the tight shots. Now we're looking to snipe out some key features. This is best done with a tighter zoom lens, but it's totally up to you on how you interpret this. I get tight shots with my drone all the time, and the key to this is really focusing on individual features of the scene. Whether that's a wave, a specific person or group of people, a large defining key landmark you can focus in on, here we're aiming to bring the viewer closer into our video or photo. And then finally, moving on to the detailed shots. Get creative with this. Look for textures, light rays, hands doing things, people setting up things or pulling things down, emotions on faces, the list goes on. Just because these are detailed shots doesn't mean you need to shoot them on a macro or a zoom lens. My 16mm 2.8 prime lens captures some of the best detail shots I've ever shot. I'm actually shooting a lot of the detailed stuff today with the 16mm as I love wide detailed shots. I've got more than a wide variety of shots that I know I can use when I go home and I start editing this video, that I'm going to have more than enough to cover my needs. But that wraps up things at the beach. We're now going to head over to the waterfall, and I'm going to show you once again exactly how this works and break down exactly what kind of shots I would get and what kind of shots I'd probably leave out. Anyway, let's jump on the bike and let's get to this waterfall. All right, so here we are at Tibumana Waterfall, and on the way here from the beach, I kind of had a thought that maybe that whole beach situation with the beautiful sunrise and the open, vast landscape with Mount Agung in the background might have just been a little bit too easy to show you guys what's going on. So this waterfall is going to be much more challenging, especially because I don't have a subject and I also don't have a tripod to shoot myself. So this is great because I want to show you guys that you can get these shots literally anywhere you go, and regardless of the situation, who you're with or who you aren't with, you'll be able to get these shots and you'll be able to leave satisfied every time you go out and shoot. So this waterfall being a much tighter, smaller area, this really limits our options. So it's time to get creative with what we can shoot down here. The wide shots are more or less pretty similar here as we're setting the scene the best way possible. Let's look for leading lines and things we can shoot through to really engage the viewer. The tighter shots can be a little bit more challenging, especially if you don't have a subject or where you're going is pretty quiet, just like today. But still, we're looking for big details we can focus in on, and if you're using a tele lens, definitely zoom in and begin compressing more of your shots to make things look much bigger. And by far the easiest shots to get down here are the detailed shots. Since we're so close to everything here and we are spoiled with the amount of textures, plants and water, you name it, these were a breeze to get. And there we go, that wraps up Tibumana Waterfall. I hope you can hear me fairly well. And believe it or not, this whole floor is covered entirely with ants. So right now I'm getting bitten like crazy. Let's quickly get back up to the top. All right, there we go. That wraps up Tibumana Waterfall for the day. We're now going to head back home, dive back into the studio, and continue this video. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so back in the studio, and there you have it. If you're ever out shooting photos or videos and you don't know what to shoot, but you need to get content, you need to shoot for a brand, you need to shoot for your socials, whatever the case, you need to shoot YouTube videos. This little 3-step hack I have been using for a while saves me so much, and I really hope that it helps you out too. But that's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. If you have enjoyed, let me know down below in the comments. If you're new around here, subscribe, leave a like as well. And guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.